Hello everyone, you're watching Average Joe Video. I'm Joe, and today we're going to talk further about the Honda lawnmower disaster. If you aren't already familiar with the entire situation involving Honda lawnmowers, I encourage you to watch my previous video. I'll provide a link for it for your convenience. Also, this is a perfect time to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates regarding this situation. So now, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's dig into what's going on. Unfortunately, I experienced the problem with my brand new Honda lawnmower that I discussed in the previous video. That is, I shut off the engine entirely because I went in to eat lunch, and then when I came out to restart it, I could not pull the starter rope. In fact, it actually caught me by surprise. The recoil on the starter was unreal. It was very, very much a pullback that I was not anticipating. And I can see why people are getting injured, and we're going to get to that here in just a moment. But the reason why I'm really upset about this is because I only have 1.4 hours on this unit, and it's already exhibiting this symptom. So clearly there is a widespread problem, even if Honda does not necessarily want to recognize it. I installed an hour meter on the unit whenever I first set it up, just to make things a lot easier for maintenance intervals. And as a side note, if you haven't checked out one of those hour meters, you definitely should look into it because they are awesome to have. They're easy to install, but I'll leave a link to that in the description on Amazon. So anyway, back to the issue at hand. So I experienced the problem on Friday. I immediately called Honda customer service because I wanted to hear what exactly they were going to tell me regarding the problem. I informed them about what it was doing. I explained that I had removed the spark plug and then pulled on the starter rope just to ensure there was not a problem with the recoil assembly itself. And the associate I spoke with was very helpful. He informed me that yes, this is an issue. It more than likely is the camshaft that's bad. The decompressor on it is not working correctly, and that's what's causing my problem. He went on further to tell me that I need to take it to my nearest dealer and they'll take care of remedying the problem and they'll repair it as soon as possible. So at that point, I asked, what about the repair parts? Is there already a solution in the works? What exactly is happening? And for a little bit, the phone was silent. And that's because I think they know what the problem is, but I don't know that they have the repair parts, at least in the quantity that is needed to make all of these repairs right away. So I went on to say, how long is it going to take to receive the part at the dealership, even though it is under warranty, to get this repair conducted? And he wasn't really able to give me a timeline on that. First of all, the unit has 1.4 hours on it. If I could return it to the store where I bought it, which is Lowe's in this case, I would. But unfortunately, Lowe's has a return policy that states once you put gas into a piece of gas-powered equipment, you are no longer eligible to return it. Now, if you haven't fueled it up, you're allowed to return it within 30 days. And I explained in the last video why I went ahead with purchasing at Lowe's. It's a long story. I would have much rather purchased it at the dealership, but that really doesn't matter because in this case, my dealer's going to work with me. It's not a problem at all. So again, first issue is the price I paid. The second issue is I can't return it. And the third issue is I only have 1.4 hours on this particular mower. 1.4 hours is not even halfway to the break-in oil change, which is at 5 hours. So that's a concern. The other problem is I don't know how long it's going to take to get this part, but based on the silence on the end of the phone from the customer service representative, it's probably going to take the remainder of the mowing season, at least maybe the remainder of the summer, before they're going to receive this replacement camshaft assembly and then get it in line for repair. So why am I making this video and what further updates do I have? Aside from the fact that I had a problem with mine. When I made the last video, within a matter of 48 hours, I already had people chiming in about either themselves being injured or their spouse being injured. And we're not talking about minor injuries here. We're talking about torn rotator cuffs. We're talking about back injuries. We're talking about broken thumbs. We're talking about broken wrists. There's been a lot of comments and a lot of information that I've received because of posting that prior video, and I don't want to see anyone else get hurt. So if you're not prepared for this, and I don't even know how you can prepare for it because, as I said, I experienced it right after I came out from eating lunch and tried to pull start it. it almost ripped my arm off. It's what it felt like. And I'm a pretty big guy, as you can see. So it's not like I don't have the strength to pull it over. You're just not anticipating that kind of recoil when something is not functioning correctly. So that's the one reason why I wanted to bring you this update video. The other reason is because I've already seen in the comments people stating that their unit's been harder to start and they've been told that that's normal. The reality is this issue first creeped up in May, at least from what I can tell, that it was more reported and widespread and posted in the reviews, which now you can't see the reviews on any retailer websites because since they took them out of inventory due to the stop sale, obviously you can't see the product and therefore you can't actually see the review. So it's even harder to find the problem and identify that others are experiencing the same issue. So not only is that happening since May, now we have all of these issues with people getting injured. And finally, we have the issue of Honda making it right with their consumers. I mean, I'm all about consumer advocacy. I'm all about obviously getting a quality product and getting what you paid for. Again, these mowers are $1,000 plus mowers. And even some of them that are in the lower end are still $600 and $700 mowers that are experiencing this issue. So when you buy a product of this caliber, you expect a quick remedy, a thorough remedy, and you expect communication from Honda. At the time that I'm making this video, there is nothing posted on Honda's website about the stop sale notice, which I get it because that's going to be posted to the dealer network. They're going to pull the inventory, but this is kind of a very quiet problem, if you will. And I want to make sure that everybody realizes that if you have one of these units, be aware of this issue. Be mindful of it. I want to say prepare yourself, but there is no way to prepare for that unexpected recoil other than knowing that if it gets to be difficult to start at all, make sure that you stop using it and get it to your Honda dealer immediately. I had a lot of comments that also referenced, you know, maybe Honda needs to extend everybody's warranty. I don't think that's a bad idea. But in light of this, I did some further checking, and it turns out there are people that work at the assembly plant for these mowers, and they have already been basically told they're out of work. So the assembly plant has been shut down. Now, whether that's temporary or not, I don't know, but keep in mind that production is to end by September. I'm curious if they're just going to end production now. People have been commenting, well, are we still going to be able to get new mowers? Hypothetically and theoretically, you should once the problem is resolved. But Honda needs to come up with a thorough resolution. They need to communicate. If you have not registered your mower, you need to make sure that you do that. Regardless of how long ago you bought it, you need to make sure you do that because this is something that I'm thinking will get fixed even if you're not under warranty. But I believe this is only affecting models made in 2022 and 2023. And I actually suspect it's going to be models that are made only in a portion of 2022 and then into 2023. But I don't have any certainty of that. As I said, I've talked to the customer service representative. They do not identify specific serial numbers. They're still looking into that information. It's been approximately 2.5 months as of the time I'm making this video, and we still don't have any further communication from Honda. So I just wanted to share what I know so far. I realize that's not giving you the serial number range. That's not providing you with further details to see if your exact unit is affected. But I'm very concerned, obviously, about people getting hurt. Please share this video as much as possible because we want to make sure that everybody that has one of these mowers knows about the problem and obviously can use their consumer rights to be able to work to their advantage and potentially get it repaired or replaced if needed. And lastly, if you haven't already, please press that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you can get more updates regarding this.